institution.
Good evening, Madhav, and good evening to my fellow panelists. Who are the biggest enemies of our cricket legends like Siraj and Shami? By the way, I'm an absolute fan of the legend Shami. I believe he should be playing in all formats of the game wherever India is represented. He is just a one-off. He's a genius. Anyway, that's me saying it. But you know who their biggest enemies are? It's not the cricket selector. It's not the coach. It are these bigots, communal bigots and politicians who are unnecessarily bringing religion into the game, because next time they are selected on merit, they would be having added pressure saying that people are thinking we are now selected because the selectors got afraid of these politicians and have selected us because we are Muslims. This is how the tragedy happens in this country day in, day out. A perfectly legitimate, brilliant, genius bowler like Shami or Siraj Khan would be put under pressure by these people who don't know the sea of cricket but know everything about communalism and bigotry. They are the ones who are actually the biggest enemies of Siraj. And this is the tragedy out here. You pose the right question. The best two T20 cricketers, batsmen, in my opinion, right now are not in the team. Shubman Gill and KS Rahul. Now, the fact of the matter is, the team is being selected. And आज दुग्गल साहब selector बन गए हैं. कल को मैं कह दूं, I could have selected better, Indian 11 to face South Africa. It is not how things are done. And I am a child of the 70s and 80s. I remember in the time, Madhav, you probably won't. There used to be Illustrated Weekly of India that used to come every week.
Yeah.
And on the cover of one of them was the legend Mahinder Amarnath. He was the first one who criticized the selectors publicly. He said they are a bunch of jokers, because he actually, struck 2 centuries and he was not taken into the squad. This has been going on ever since teams have been selected. The moment you bring religion into it, you become the biggest enemy of the people you want to be inducted. Don't you realize this? So stop this nonsense.
Ahmed Ayaz, I think you should answer that question. And for the record, Dr. Ranganathan, I do remember reading the Illustrated Weekly, not the specific edition that you mentioned, but yes, Dr. Ahmed Ayaz, that is a very, very valid question. People can have problems with selection. We're a country where it's a democracy, everyone has a right to express their opinion, no problem about it. But talk about the performance, talk about the cricket, talk about the fitness. Don't bring in religion, caste, etc., which is going to really destroy the game if you go on like this.
That's true. But the point is, what Dr. Ranganathan says is that religion must not be brought in. Yes, nobody will deny that. But the question is, when there are reasons, there are, certain such actions which gives a sense that a religion has been brought in. So naturally, questions will arise and unnecessarily people will get an opportunity to speak about. Normally, it's not only cricket. Everywhere you see that the decisions are suspected. It has to be seen from a larger point of view.
So the only larger point of view question I have for you is, how many years was Azharuddin the captain of India?
No, you just tell me. You see, Indian cricket has...
So you're going to bring in religion, answer the question.
No, I tell you, a simple principle followed by the Indian cricket is that one who does well in the domestic cricket and doors open for him. And what is there wrong with Sarfaraz Khan? Has he not done well? Has he not dominated the Ranji Trophy? Has he not done extremely well in the domestic cricket? And likewise, there are so many in the past, like Lakshman and others, even Jafar also, who have done well in the domestic cricket.
If this is a country where all cricketers, irrespective of their religion, are worshipped as heroes and gods. I just played out for you what Syed Kirmani told us. And we all look up to him as part of that 83 World Cup winning squad. And even he says, for heaven's sake, it's only performance. It's only fitness. It's only the reasons of those kind that actually make a difference. Now you're saying Mr. Kirmani is also lying.
No, see, it's not, you pick up Kirmani alone. My point is that...
Why should we not pick up Kirmani? He knows a thing or two about selection of cricketers, does he not?
When you see him, then you can talk of Wasim Jafar also. He also was included. It's not that. But the point is, why is this the feeling comes in the people in a particular community because there is a reason. There are things happening. That's what I say. What's wrong with Sarfaraz Khan? Why has he been dropped when he has done extremely well? There are a lot many people who have done good in the domestic.
Well, Ahmed Ayaz, the whole world knows what has happened next door as far as Pakistan is concerned, and Danish Kaneri. I don't want to get into it, but let me bring in Vedam Jaishankar to the questions that you have raised. Hey, Vedam Jaishankar, you quickly respond to it. He said, what about Sarfaraz Khan? His performance has been good. We should use only Ranji performance as a metric in terms of deciding the performance of the person and the quality and the merit of a particular cricketer. Respond.
Okay, so first and foremost, I'll say why Kirmani had to make his comment. Kirmani was a former selector. He himself was selecting. So he knows what he is talking about. That's the first part. The second part is as far as Sarfaraz Khan is concerned. Okay, let's concede that Sarfaraz Khan has to be included. So who will you drop? Will you drop Hardik Pandya? Will you drop Surya Kumar Yadav? Will you drop Abhishek Sharma? Come on, there are only 11 people who can play in the 11. So you have to choose the best 11. And at this point of time, the selectors believe this is the right 11. Now, if you are going to push this to religion, maybe next time you will blame an umpire for giving somebody out because he doesn't belong to the right religion. Then you start questioning, why wasn't a Muslim umpire chosen? Why he gave a Hindu batsman not out. All these kind of things will come out. I mean, cricket is pure. It doesn't matter where you come from, who you are, what language you speak, as long as you deliver. And when you deliver, you'll be chosen. Yes, earlier in this program, you said embarrassment of choice we have. Absolutely right. We have an embarrassment of choice. It's a riches that we just can't handle.
It's a problem. It's a problem of choice, essentially, Dr. Ranganathan, and that's something that people have to, understand what really the game is all about. We have so many options, but obviously the selectors will decide what they think is the future. And also, if you go by all of these, examples of performance, Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli would have never retired.
No, and absolutely, and I'm glad you played that old clip where. Fortunately, I am with the legends, including Mr. Kirmani. And what I said then, I repeat out here. For the first time in decades, the Indian cricket team has a situation where there is a headache of plenty. I mean, for every person who is selected in the team, there are at least 4 or 5 who are equally good, who are being made to sit out. Now, there are times where you can actually say Ashwin should be playing or Kuldeep Yadav should be playing, or go back to 40 years, Madhav, and you remember that, okay, maybe not 40 years, but I remember there was a time in World Cup 83 when Sunil Gavaskar was omitted out. It was a blasphemy. The discussion went on, of course, in radio and newspapers for weeks, and then he was included, and he scored a 2 in the World Cup final. But the fact of the matter is, for decades, we have positions where nobody else could, sit except the legends. Right now, even the legends are not sure of their place. I mean, tomorrow, if there are 3 ducks by...
I'm sorry, Dr. Ranganathan, I'm interrupting this show. I'd like to thank all of you, Dr. Ranganathan, Vedam Jaishankar, Umar Junaidi and Ahmed Ayaz, because some breaking news coming in of a plane crash. And this is, of course, news coming in